Hey guys, so I'm back here with Larry, which I haven't done a video back here since my Modest Rare, I think. So yeah, and I'm not really necessarily doing like a Larry video today. I'm talking about This Is Us because I saw it on Saturday with my friends and it was really fun and it was really amazing and I cried a lot and my voice is gone. Not from that, I'm sick, that's why my voice is gone. So I apologize for that, and let's just talk about the movie. And I want to do a huge disclaimer before I start this. If you have not watched This Is Us, because I know a few of my friends have not, and I know a few of my friends watch my videos that have not seen it. So if you are one of those people, exit the video right now because I don't want you to hate me for spoilers, because there will be spoilers. I'm literally going to talk about like everything that happened in the movie. So if you have not watched it, do not watch this video. I'd rather have 2 views on this video than spoil it for you guys, because I know my friends that went to the midnight premiere of it, I was telling them to not tell me anything because I wasn't seeing it until the day after. So I literally didn't go on like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Well, I went on Facebook, and I only went on Twitter to lurk the boys, but I wouldn't go on Tumblr, I wouldn't go on Instagram, I wouldn't go on anything in fear of like seeing stuff about the movie. So if you have not watched it, exit this video. So I don't really know where to start, but there were a lot of carrots there in line, and my friends were like making a bunch of hilarious jokes about it. It was actually kind of great, and it was really entertaining, but it was also really mean, but at the same time, like, it was so funny. And you guys have no idea what I'm talking about. But, yeah. So, before the movie starts, advertisements came on for the perfume, for the dolls, and the Where We Are tour. And everyone in the theater screamed. It was pretty great, and that was before the movie even started, the previews and everything. And then when the previews ended, the Psycho Music logo came on, and then the Modest logo came on right after that, and in my head I was like, wait, I didn't know this was a horror movie. Yeah. So, the movie starts, and the boys, the fetus boys, come on, and I was like, oh my god, they're so cute. And it was so freaking adorable. Freaking fetus pictures. And can we just say that you think they know their story? I literally knew everything that they said, except for the fact that they almost kicked Zane out of the band, which I'm pretty sure they were joking about, but I mean, come on. And what was the other thing? Louis worked at Toys R Us. Those are the only 2 things that I didn't know. Like, really? And the fact that Louis had only been home.
Melissa, was the flight? Are you recording?
Yes.
Sorry. Yes, start over.
So when Louis went home, I'm talking about the movie completely not in order, and I apologize for that, but you guys should know me by now. I talk scattered all of the time. It would not surprise me if I have like ADD, ADHD, one of those type of things, because I literally cannot. See, I'm doing it now. Okay, so Louis goes home, and his mom opens the door, and then his mom is like, he hasn't been home. He's only been home like 5 times in the past 3 years, and hearing that literally like broke my heart. Oh my god, like, I'm gonna cry thinking about it. Like, I can't believe that. Like, it's not surprising, but at the same time, that's insane. Like, even when they're home, they're in London, they're not home. So, I mean, even when they're home, they're still busy, and that's really sad. Oh my god, oh my god. And then, before they showed the part where, the boys actually went home, was definitely, hands down, my favorite part of the movie, because just last week, I'm not even joking when I say this, just last week I was thinking, because the boys have gone home recently, that's why it made me think of this. It wouldn't surprise me if the boys like say I love you to each other a million times before they have to go their separate ways and get on their planes, and then freaking Zayn like saying I love you Liam before he runs up the escalator, and then Liam's like have a good flight, and then Zayn's like I'm gonna miss you too much. That was literally my favorite part of the entire movie, and I literally think about it all the time now because it's so freaking adorable. I'm just like, oh my god, they're so cute. And I don't even ship Ziam, but I just think that's adorable, like friendship wise. Like, oh my god, that's so cute. And can we talk about like the acoustic version of Last First Kiss that they did? That's all I've been thinking about too. Like, it's so freaking, I want that in my life. I want a studio version of that. And when Niall was like, we should perform that version live, and I was like, yeah, you should. Oh god, that just made me love that song 10 times more. Like, I loved it before, but now I love it even more. Oh my god, it was so good. But yeah, and then freaking this kid being an idiot, like, when he, oh my god, he's such a dork. When he was like posing for the picture, and then the ladies kept like yelling at him, like trying to get him to be serious, and then he finally is, and then they're like 5, 4, 3, 2, and then he's like that again. I'm just like, you're so cute. But yeah, he's dumb. And then what else was my favorite part? Louis with his grandma was so adorable. Oh god, I cried at that part too. Like, oh my god, he's so adorable. But I wish they would have had like his sisters in the movie, because like seeing him with the twins would like kill me inside. But yeah, what else? There's a lot of important parts that, well, not a lot, but like there's some pretty important parts that they did not put in that movie, and I'm actually really, really mad about it. Can we talk about the fact that Torn was not in that movie? They showed the boys' auditions. They talked about the X Factor process, but they didn't feel the need to include the first song that they sang together as a group. I mean, come on, really? Are you serious? And like, they didn't say anything about the Olympics. MSG was like a huge part of the movie, but, well, not a huge part, but they talked about that, but they didn't talk about the Olympics. They didn't mention Torn. Why? Why? I mean, they didn't show any of the awards that the boys have won. They should let like us or like Tyler Oakley or someone like that. Like, and I'm not saying it's Morgan Spurlock. Is that his name? Ben Winston, Morgan Spurlock, whoever. I'm not saying it's their fault, but I mean, come on. Do your research before you make a movie. And like I said, I'm not saying it's their fault. Like, management had a lot to do with this movie, so, but at the same time, I don't know why management would have a problem with including Torn in the Olympics and stuff. But especially Torn. I mean, if you don't, like, put in the Olympics, that's fine, I guess. But Torn, there's no excuse for not putting that in. Oh, whatever. I'm so done. Just let us do our crap. And what song was it that they were doing like the superhero crap? Because that was so freaking cool. I don't remember what song that was, but it was pretty awesome. And I was so freaking excited when Teenage Dirtbag was in the movie, because I didn't think it was gonna be, since it's not their song. But I was like so stoked. I was like singing along. It was great. I love Teenage Dirtbag. Oh my god. It was kind of funny, like, as soon as the Modest logo came up before the movie started, I was like, well, there's not going to be any Larry moments in this movie. And there wasn't. Not any that I noticed, except for when they were doing like group huddles and Harry was like running the group huddle. Did I say huddle or muddle? Because if I said muddle, I'm going to shoot myself. The group huddle, which is what I hope I said, when Harry was running the group huddle, and he was like talking to all of the boys, but he was only looking at Louis, and Louis was only looking at Harry. I was like, stop, you're so cute, and I'm so alone. Yep, I'm talking about you. Freaking smug little proud faces over there. Just stop, please. Bye. And of course when Zayn bought his mom a house was emotional, like, oh my god. That was so cute. His mom was so happy, and I'm just like, and Zayn, like, get off the phone before I start crying, and I was like, yeah, me too. Do you guys want to know what my favorite part of the movie was? Do you want to know? There were no girlfriends in the movie! That sounded even more weird because I'm sick. It sounded like a dying, like, bear man or something. Barry Manilow. None of you probably know who that is. I only know who that is because of my mother. My mother listens to old people music. Sorry about it. I was gonna be like I said, when the Modest logo came on, I was like, there's gonna be no Larry moments in the movie, and there's gonna be Eleanor galore. But there was no Eleanor either. There was no Perry, there was no Eleanor. It makes me sad that there was no Danielle, but that's only because I love Danielle. Except for, in the end credits, people said that when Liam was on the roller coaster, I saw that part, but I was only looking at Liam. People were saying that Danielle was sitting right next to him, which wouldn't surprise me. But, like I said, I was only looking at Liam. So I didn't notice, but there was no, like, clips with the girlfriends, there was no interviews with the girlfriends, and again with the interviews, like, they not interviewed, but they let Preston talk, they let Simon talk, they let Paul talk, and Paul saying that he was their dad on the road. But yeah, they let Paul and Preston and Simon talk, which is great, but what about Lou and, I was gonna say Lux. Just give Lux like 5 minutes to herself. Just say all the words that she knows. All the words that she's heard Harry say. Oh god. I don't know why I found that so funny. But Lou's really close with the boys, especially this one. This one. And they didn't let her talk, and they hardly ever even showed her. Like, they showed her once, and I saw her doing Zayn's hair. I think she was doing Zayn's. But, like, she didn't talk at all. Like, what the heck? She makes them look beautiful. Not that they don't look beautiful by themselves. Carly Rae Jepsen is on the radio. It's always a bad time. I can't talk. Why'd it get all dark? Why? Oh. They didn't let Josh talk either. Like, I get if you let Josh talk, you have to let the whole band talk, which is awesome. Like, that'd be fine. But Josh is like really good friends with them too. Not that the whole band isn't, but I feel like Josh is the closest with them. But yeah, like, why not let the band say stuff and Lou and other people? I feel like the movie was way too short. Like, you cannot get 3 years in an hour and a half. And that's how long the movie was. To be honest, I would say that Justin's movie was a lot better put together than The Boys was. Which I don't want to say, but I have to. There were too many important parts missing. There were too many important people missing. I don't know. I'm not saying that I didn't like the movie. I loved it. I still cried a lot. I still laughed a lot. I still love these boys no matter what. It's not their fault that stuff got left out. But, looking past all the stuff that, was left out, this is my favorite movie. Hands down. It has been for the past month, even though it wasn't out yet. Whenever someone asked me what my favorite movie was, I always said This Is Us, even though it doesn't come out yet. Yeah. So, I'm not saying that it made me like the movie less, I'm just saying that they left out some stuff. But I feel like this movie did make me love the boys more. As weird as that sounds, and as impossible as that sounds. Like, you think you know their story. We do think we know their story, but we don't see the behind the scenes. And I think that's the most important part. We think these boys are amazing, which they are, but seeing them behind the scenes is way more different than seeing them in interviews. Even though they act themselves in interviews, I don't know how to explain this, but people act different in front of the camera, even though they're still acting like themselves. Like, take me, for instance. I completely act myself in front of the camera, but at the same time, I act differently in front of the camera, which does not make sense at all, but I understand it because I do it. And the boys act themselves in interviews, but at the same time they don't. Which makes no sense to you guys, but it makes 100% sense to me. Even though you're being yourself, you still act differently. Like, you're not gonna have a casual conversation with a camera when you're talking to yourself in a camera. Like, you're not gonna have like a casual conversation, and you're not gonna make like all these jokes and stuff. And the boys, even though they act themselves, they're not gonna act. They do act immature in interviews, but thumbs up this video if you know what I mean. I just feel like even though there was a camera there and they knew there was a camera there, I still feel like they acted themselves in this movie. And by themselves, I mean the behind the scenes of themselves. Like, seeing that conversation between Harry and Liam on the boat, I don't know, it just seemed more different and more like not as thought out, not as predicted. I don't know the word, not manufactured. But in interviews, they know what to expect. They're going to go on camera and answer some questions. Like, they kind of prepare themselves, but you don't prepare yourself for a conversation that you're going to have with your best friends. Like, that's the best way that I can describe what I mean by that. Like, even though they're acting themselves, it's still, like, prepared and it's still rehearsed, even though it's not rehearsed. It kind of is. And when you're on a boat with one of your best friends having a conversation, that's just natural. Even though it's caught on camera and you know the cameras are there, like, it doesn't matter to you. Like, you're still going to have this conversation like you would normally have it. And I feel like those, even though, like, everything that I've told you guys that I've said was my favorite part of the movie, I feel like that was definitely my favorite part. Just seeing them be themselves, and I feel like it was different seeing them that way, and it was something that I hadn't really seen from them before because I've never met them. And even though they do act themselves, fame hasn't changed them at all. Like, it's still different to see them in their natural habitat than seeing them acting like idiots in an interview. Like, there's still a difference, even though they're gonna act like idiots wherever they go, but it's just different seeing them do it naturally, I guess. I don't know how to explain that, but please thumbs this up if you know what I mean. And, like, when they were on the bus fighting over who farted, and Niall was like, you know, if it was me, I would be the first to admit it. Like, I don't know, I just thought that was cute, because not the fact that someone farted and they were trying to figure out, like, I'm not saying it was cute what they were having a conversation about, but I just think it's cute that the boys, like, the way they act around each other, just, not about farts, I'm not talking about farts right now, I'm just talking about in general, like, I have no idea how to explain this, but it makes so much sense in my head. Now, my least favorite part of the movie, we were sitting front row, this is where it gets emotional, we were sitting front row, me and my friends were, and, you know, it was 3D, and every time there was a concert part of the movie where a song would start playing and then you would see them on stage, like, all that was going through my mind was, this is the closest that I'm ever gonna get to them, most likely. Like, oh my god. Sitting front row at their movie with 3D glasses on is probably the closest that I'm ever gonna get to them, and that literally breaks my heart more than anything, because I can't afford to go to a concert, I can't afford to go meet them. The chances are that I'm never gonna be able to walk down the street and see them. Just, I don't know, it really sucks. So, yeah. So I guess that's it for this video. Leave comment suggestions down below, videos that you want me to do, and I will most likely, why did I say most likely? I will definitely do them. They could be Larry related, they can be boys related. I was gonna say, if you guys start asking me advice on guys, I'm gonna be like, bye, because I've been single my entire life. Even though I love giving advice to people, I have no advice for you on that. So, yeah, I will talk to you guys in my next video. I love you so much. Bye!